The Liberals kind of trickled it to a point where everybody knows that they can get away with anything here now. Like, they really, really can, right? Like, it's awful. Like, there's no kind of repercussions.
There's no consequences.
Yeah, there's no consequences to anything, right? And that's what the Liberals believe. Like, when we were talking about the stolen cars, and people were saying, oh, well, if your car's going to get stolen or at risk of getting stolen, leave your keys at the front door. Okay, great. But if you take pictures of the person stealing your car, please don't post them online. It violates their privacy.
Wow.
What?
And that was a cop who said that, right?
Yeah, that was the police station that said that. And it's like, what? Like, how are you're protecting the criminal? And not only that, you can't warn your neighbors or surrounding people to who to look out for.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that's happening in like malls where you have like these big retail stores and they have smash and grab going on, or liquor stores. The employees are told not to get in the way.
Yep. Actually, if you actually look at it, I've read stories where employees have actually been fired from companies for intercepting or just like grabbing the product back, whatever. It's absolutely awful. Like last Thursday, our convenience store in our plaza, middle daylight, 7 o'clock, 6-7 guys masked up, walked in, grabbed what they wanted, just left. It's like, it's awful.
The big chains are because they have insurance, right? That's the one thing.
This was a mom and pop convenience store.
Oh.
Yeah, this was awful.
I was actually given my 2-week suspension at a retail job I worked at for grabbing tonic with a few sayings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's almost shocking.
So in training, did they tell you? Did they mention this stuff to you guys or
I
no?
found out after. It doesn't really come
So
up.
they would have preferred if you did nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All that does is you're enabling these people.
And escalating it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're enabling them now. So now they know. So now they have like a mob. In the U.S. especially, they'll have like 10 people rush into like a Macy's and start smashing things that's, enclosed, like expensive perfume bottles and all that kind of stuff. Or they'll walk into like an Apple store.
But here's my thing. If a smash and grab happens to your store, okay, a certain amount has to be broken or stolen for it to be even reported through insurance. So if not enough gets stolen or broken, you're calling the cops, and all that happens is that the insurance goes wrong. And then the person doesn't get caught. And even if they do, they go to court.
You're talking about a deductible, but these big, huge chains are fully covered, so they don't care because they're already paying through the nose for insurance.
Correct,
right?
but then you have like our smash and grab. We didn't get it. We got denied for our claims, so that was just lost.
Yeah, and I think that the reason, Chris, that they don't want employees to interfere is because they don't want a lawsuit from the employees if they get injured.
That's exactly
That's
what
going
it
to cost them millions. If you got injured, God forbid someone got crippled or shot, that's going to cost the chain millions of dollars in opposed to $200 worth of merchandise.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
But even look at the Circle K guy. It was a few months ago. Someone came in there with a gun to rob him, and he beat the shit out of them with a baseball bat, and he's serving 14 years. And the person that went in with a gun is only serving 14 months.
It's here in Canada?
Yeah, that was Canada. Yeah. And he was a young Indian guy supporting his whole family, working, going to school, just trying to get his family set up. Yeah, now he's serving 14 years.
My advice to everybody is, in Canada, you're not allowed to have pepper spray.
Oh, yeah.
But you can have dog repellent or bear repellent. And I remember I spoke to some cops about this, and they were like, when it comes to defending yourself, instead of going for a baseball bat, that's something I'd like to go for always, you spray them in the face with dog repellent. But of course, if you're in an enclosed space, be careful because some of the particles can land on you. You can breathe them in. But if you do that, the chances of you getting charged of beating the guy up with a baseball bat are slim to none. So my advice to people, you can go on Amazon, you can look up dog repellent or bear repellent, you can buy it. And it's legal in Canada. And it's a small little thing, it's a little canister like this, maybe this big.
Correct, but if you do that, you can't charge the person because by defending yourself with that, you've now consented to a fight. So you can't charge them for...
Which is fine, but I can tell you...
At least you get a chance to get away.
I mean, if you spray someone in the eyes, the chance of that person doing anything, they're blind at that point mostly, right? So
if you miss, that's
no okay.
Well, then you deserve it because how could you miss? Like, the person's this far away, right? And it sprays like a jet spray you know, so you can go like this. You'll definitely get the person. And you don't have to even hit them on the face. It could be somewhere around their
Well,
mouth.
I had to
and they
use
breathe it in.
mine. We had a customer that was outside of our store smoking, and we watched a guy get kicked out of the bar beside us for being too rowdy, drunk, whatever. He left, and my customer seen my husband, had his back turned, started walking towards my husband. Customer came up, or the guy came up and tried to run after him, behind him to jump him out of nowhere. Didn't even know each other. I yelled at him. I said, "Hey, Justin, watch out." Justin turned around. Justin got the shit kicked out of him. My husband jumped out of the vehicle. He tried to jump in to help. This guy took down my husband. Justin, I had my mace, so I'm like, okay, let's do it. I stood in front of him, sprayed the whole fucking thing. He winced a little bit. He was on some, I would say PCP, sort of like he was on something.
Or,
But like, yeah, so there can be,
of course. I mean, you got the same way when the cops tase some people.
yeah, that's true
Right?
too. They just
But-
take it.
Yeah, so if you got someone on PCP, I mean,
I can't say that that's for sure, but that's the kind of attitude or like behavior he had. It was intense. He ended up assaulting 3 officers.
Oh, there, yeah. So he's got, to be on something. I mean, I'm saying the norm. If you're going to be in a position where, you know, someone breaks into your house,
Fair enough, yeah.
right? Spray them in the face. They're going to run out. They're going to leave. They're going to run. So, in opposed to, you know, getting a bat or
That's like an
gun.
assault.
Yeah, because then you have the problem. They had the same thing that happened a couple of years ago, where there was a home invasion and the person shot the individual, and he got charged for murder. But he was defending himself. I think his parents were old, who lived in the house, and he got acquitted eventually. But the poor guy was terrified because he got arrested, he got charged, so he was worried he was going to get convicted. But he won the case. So
Actually-
Canada's got stupid laws that way.
Him, he was convicted. He served a year, and the only reason he got out was because CNN got wind of it, and CNN from America made a huge stink about it, and so they let him out. They did because Canada doesn't want it getting out how bad our law system is. CNN, he served.
That might have been a different person. The one I'm talking about, he got acquitted, so that might be another person.
He did get out though after a year though, but he did serve a full year, and he was protecting his mom from being raped in his house, and his gun was in a safe. It was insane, but it's still, the whole concept is bizarre how they protect the criminal over the victim.
I wonder why they do that. What's the reason behind it?
Stigma. They say the stigma carries around with the offender, so they don't have a chance to rehabilitate, because we believe in rehabilitation, not punishment.
So basically, the liberals are like socialists.
Yeah.
That's what they really are.
But how can you expect someone to get better in a system like that without any type of programming that will rehabilitate him? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's no real activities that will actually, kind of therapy that's offered, nothing that will actually reverse the thinking for the crime not to happen again.
They just think that being compassionate to the person will automatically make them change.
Correct.
Well, that's really stupid.
Just-
Like, even when it comes to car theft, did you guys watch that video of that Lamborghini SUV that the cops were chasing in Toronto?
No.
This guy was doing like 200, over 200 kilometers an hour, and the cops were chasing him. And they had like those tracks that they throw out to flatten the tires. He was running on a flat tire, and he eventually smashed into a police car. He had another car waiting for him. He jumped out. I think one of the guys got away, and they caught one. So this whole thing with this auto theft stuff has gone out of control in Toronto. And they know what's happening at the ports. All these cars are going to the ports.
My car was just stolen.
What?
Yeah, my car was stolen 2 weeks ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was literally stolen 2 weeks ago.
Is it in the
Mazel
driveway?
tov.
Yeah, right?
Congratulations to you.
I know, right? But this is the best part. I got it stolen from my mechanic.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then this is even the better part. When I dropped it off, he told me, just don't even pay for the existing insurance you have on it. I'll put a dealership plate on it, save the money, because it's going to be here for a minute. Sure. He parked it in an area where the camera was facing, but the camera wasn't working, so now he can't put it through insurance. It can't be, yeah. So I have no car, and I paid for it full in cash, and that was it. It's all gone. Bye-bye.
What?
Yeah, gone.
Did you cancel your insurance?
Yeah, because I told, he said it's going to take like a month or so, because he was going to DC and he was doing the job for free, labor-wise, so any kind of time he had when cars weren't on his boats or whatever, that's when
How are you taking this so calmly? I'd be like, fuck,
Because
where's
honestly,
my back? That's what I'd be doing.
the guy, honestly, I've known the guy since high school. I don't have an issue with him. This was a complete fluke. He was on vacation.
You should pay for the car.
Well, I feel like that, but that's up to him. What he did offer was like, well, I can get you a good price on a new car.
Oh wow, thanks.
Yeah.
It's so nice of you.
After the
Sorry
car
to hear
got
that.
stolen.
With no insurance on it. And he promised you his dealer plate would cover it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't let that fly.